So, welcome back. Section 2. Now, you are aware that section 2 is 50 mark questions. This is 50 mark questions. This is 50 mark questions. So, look at the part A here. Advise the management ESL how to create value through its supply chain. This part A tests your knowledge on the supply chain. Then part B tests your knowledge on this value chain. Part C tests your knowledge on ANSOP growth vector matrix. Part D tests your knowledge on talent management. Now, you are aware that this question number 3 is normally based on pre-scene. Now, see at the beginning it is given. So, question number 3 based on the common pre-scene. Now, if you remember at the beginning I told you before pre-scene issue you should have complete all the theories in SML and should have worked with the section 1 and complete all these theories and should have answered all these part papers and you have 100% knowledge. When the pre-scene is issued during that particular 1 month period, you have to continuously work with the pre-scene issue, right. So, now see this pre-scene, how many pages? This number of pages is 22, right. Number of pages is 22. Now, from that you can get an idea about the importance of working with this, right. 22 pages. Now, you should have familiarized with this pre-scene, right. To be familiarized with this pre-scene, 1 month period should be totally allocated for that. Before 1 month period, you should have completed other parts, 100% study of the study fact, study the things in there, memorize the things, then do all these past papers relevant to question number 1 and 2 and have the analytical skill on that one, that should have been completed, right. So, then during that 1 month period you have to work with this, right, common pre-scene. There are way of working with this. Why I am saying way of working with this, one thing you can do is you can do applications of the theory you have learned, right. So, you can go through the study facts from beginning to end and you can try to apply the theory for the pre-scene given. That is why this 1 month period is very critical for you, right. Maybe you can form some group and you can work with your friends and try to apply the theories you have learned with the pre-scene given. Through that, and you can predict the paper to some extent, and you may have worked with those areas. Similar things can be tested in the exam. Now, I will show you the analysis I have done. Now, see, this is how many pages? Have I numbered the pages? Yes, look at this. I have done 72 page analysis on the pre-scene. Now, you should have done a similar things before you are going for the exam. See this 72 page analysis. Look at the number of analysis I have done. Sort is number 1, right? Number 2 financial analysis, number 3 Festal, number 4 5 forces, number 5 leadership style. Different leadership theories have been applied for the given informations. Talent management, number 6. Right. Then number 7 visions, 8 ends of product market expansion grid. Triggers number 9, number 10 strategy lenses, number 11 value chain, number 12 capabilities, number 13 critical success factors. So, like that, see, I have done how many models? I have applied 37 model for the given scenario. 37 models have been applied. So, you should have done a similar work before you are going for the exam. Maybe right, you can work with some friends and maybe 4 to 5 member group. You can work with them and do these analysis, and should familiarize with the theory area. Or if you are joined with a tuition provider, they may do the same with you, right? They may do analysis like with you, right? Right. Then right. Now, I will show you the question tested here are covered in my analysis, for example. Now, this look at the part B, this is value chain, no? Right, value chain, I will show you in my analysis, value chain is there. I have done this both analysis, technological one and the normal one. Look at this one. This value chain, based on the information given, you can do this one. That is tested in the exam. See, value chain is analyzed here. All these activities. This is value chain. And technological value chain also there. I will show you here. See, this is number 30, impact of technology on the value chain. Now, see, in the paper, this second part is technology advancement. Right. This B part is total cover. C part is ENSOP. See, ENSOP also I have cover. Here we see number 8 is ENSOP. I have analyzed ENSOP. See, then D is talent management, 4 aspects of talent management. That was also there. that was. See number 6, talent management in my analysis. See this, see this 4 aspect of talent management. He examiner test those, no, explain 4 aspect of talent management and how user can build talent management under each aspect. Source talent, alignment and engagement, learning and development, retain. So, I have done that analysis. So, why I am showing this one to show you the importance of working with this pre-scene. ටීම් එකක් විතර වැඩ කරන්න 4-5 දිනක් හොයාගන්න යාළුවෝ 4-5 දිනක් එකතු වෙලා මේ ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකේ ඕන තරම් ස්ටඩි හෝල් තියෙනවා මේ තැනකට ඇවිල්ලා ප්‍රී සීන් එක අරගෙන මේ මාසෙම ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන්න ඕනේ දැන් SML කරනවා නම් ඒ තියරිස් ටිකට ඇප්ලයි කරගන්න එක. So you have to work with this the model you have learned with the pre-scene. You have to connect these two and work with like what I have done. Similar things you have to do, similar things. Then you can get the required knowledge on this, right? Right. Right. So now I am not going to read this pre-scene word by word. It's not practical to read the pre-scene word by word, right? So I will try to explain this pre-scene in brief, right? If you want to go for detail analysis of this pre-scene, actually last time we did a webinar for CA. It may be in the your LMS, right, with CA. You can go through that one, right? So this is a common one. Look at this pre-scene. This is common for all the papers, SL1 to SL4. SL1 to SL4. Right. Equicopy Solution Private Limited. So it tell about the history of the organization. This was established by Henry Emanuel. He born in 1940. He is an engineer and learned from Cambridge University, UK, and he came to Sri Lanka in 1965, and he had a ambition to start his own company. He established this organization, that Equicopy Solution Private Limited, in 1966 with 80% equity stake, and his brother joined with him and he is having 20% equity, right. Then if you look at about Henry, he is having 4 children, Herbert, Eric, Christina and Rehan, and Jay joined the business and they further improve the performance of the organizations, right. Now the second generation is handling the group. The Herbert Emanuel is the chairman now, right, in the organizations. Now this organization is a grown business. Initially they had 40 members, now they have 450 members, and they are operating in few sectors now: telecom equipment service, then they have Equic Communication Limited, Equic Computer Private Limited, right. Then in 2008 Henry's 4 children joined the business, and George transfers his 20% ownership to these 4 children, for each one 5%, right. Then what happened, this Henry Emanuel stepped down from the chairman position 2020. Herbert appointed as the chairman, and 80% of his stake was shared to him, right. Then Herbert Emanuel is a qualified chartered engineer, graduate from Oxford University. Now, he is applying more people oriented leadership style, right. And he came up with proposal to acquire 80% of equity shares of Heller Transform Limited. It is owned by his one of friend, and it was acquired actually in 2018. Younger brothers sell the shares of him to this right Henry. Sorry, to the Herbert, right. Rehan established his own company. Then mission and values are given. Then business operation are explained. They have nationwide sale network. They have ERP system, and they use QuickBook as the account package, which has not been yet integrated to the existing ERP system. Right. So there is issue, no. So not connected with this ERP, isolated system. Company maintain a list of registered suppliers in the ERP system, and when the purchase order is created, the registered supplier visible to team. If a registered supplier fail to deliver the product within the agreed period, the system automatically block the supplier for future orders. The company has their own delivery system to reach customers to sell their product, or else customers could visit their showrooms and they could directly purchase from the showroom. Right. This inventory management connect with this ERP. There is a delay in integrating finance accounting package to ERP system. Then holding company and other companies have been explained. EOSL, they have photocopy business 40% contribution, printers, multifunction machines and services 20% contributions, digital duplicators 5%, larger format printers and production machine Printronics 5%, outsource operations 5%, air conditioners 10%, IT related products 15%, desktop laptop servers. Subsidiaries ESL, ESPL, this ESPN IT business, EEL, Quick Engineering Private Limited, HTL, Heller Transformer, that was purchased I think 2018. This financial studies, those are more connect with this other papers. Then strategic direction of the group. EOSL strive to achieve business growth through market penetration development strategies. Here this is talent management is a key strategic enabler of the group. Employer value proposition is to provide engaging, enriching and fulfilling opportunities that maximize the potential of its people. EOSL hopes to equip with team to be future centric and equip with the latest skills and aptitudes, learning and development through customized function and leadership building models. This COVID impact have been explained, the impact to the business. Shareholding Herbert 90% owned, Eric 5%, Christina 5%, 100%. Then annexure 1, it has explained challenges in printing industry, how the market has changed, industry issues have been explained. Then future of industry, printing industry has also been given. Then financial informations have been given. Right. Right. Now, we look at about this unseen part given in the exam. The global economy undoubtedly was affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, the time has come to rethink and re-strategize the economic system of the world, where it seemed to be unbalanced and completely unprepared for future economic crisis. Yes, it's a general statement. Now, for example, the US is running out of Thanksgiving turkeys and Christmas trees. Australia has a severe shortage in timber for construction of houses, while Russia is running short of marble, bream and octopus in their restaurants, and car makers have almost halted the productions due to lack of chip. Almost all countries, irrespective of their developed or underdeveloped tag, are facing multiple issues in sourcing key raw material for their economics as we speak. Now, it explains some of the supply chain difficulties faced by the whole world after this COVID-19 impact. The economics define this as a global supply chain crisis. However, one of the main facts they highlight is the impact of the world's factory, China. China is also another economy which was affected by the pandemic, and thus the manufacturing of many products and material was stopped due to the lack of labor. People did not come to work, and therefore, the factories were not working at full scale. Now, China impact is explained here, right. So, they were affected through these pandemic situations. People did not come to work, and therefore, the factories were not working at full scale. 90% of global trade is routed through shipping, which was adversely affected, resulting in massive hike in shipping prices by 85%, 5% year on year basis. Therefore, it is evident that supply chain connected all the countries based on their specialization to manufacture product by creating multiple players, thousands of workers and multiple modes of transportation. So, a break at one given point of the chain can easily affect the entire supply chain. This outbreak currently has taken a toll on agricultural products, service industry and many others, including furniture and office equipment. Many governments have also imposed restriction on import and strict surveillance on opening letter of credit, further delay in raw material for the country. Not easy to open LCs. Now, in Sri Lanka also there was a restriction now, no, on open account basis. Now, you can't import goods, no. Nevertheless, many countries were in a lockdown state with complete border closures, and thus the demand pattern were changed. Moreover, consumption habit have significantly changed, and thus people start limiting their consumption. Usual office work culture has changed to work from home. Many people are working from home, and now it has further transformed into work from anywhere concept. Therefore, demand for workspaces has changed, and companies are also trying to reduce the cost on office spaces by embracing this hybrid working model. With the full-time work from home concept, the demand for workstation, computer, laptop, table, smartphone, office furniture has shown a significant increase. Right. Demand for computer, laptop, tables, smartphone, office furniture has shown significant increase. These are some of the significant issues, changes identified by many economics that need to be seriously considered in future managerial decisions. Since these observations are crucial to the future growth and sustainability of USL, the board of directors including Herbert Emunal are keen on rethinking their value chain and the supply chain operations. They highly believe that a radical change in thought and design process to suit current market demand and trend would help the organization to overcome the issues which they will face due to post-pandemic behavioral change. Assume that you have been appointed as the head of product development of the group, right. First, to advise management of BSL how to create value through its supply chain. How to create through supply chain. So, what is the theory part here? Right. This is the theory part. Right. If you go to the supply chain topic, there are 4 ways of creating value in the supply chain. 3 are there: responsiveness, reliability, relationships, and other one is operational efficiency. What is responsiveness? Supply goods quickly to the customers. Supply goods quickly to customers. To supply good quickly to customers, so one of the things that should be available is the goods should be available in the warehouse. Right. Goods should be available in warehouse to supply customers. Then at the same time, you should have raw material availability. That is an important one. Reliability, deliveries through supply chain must be reliable in terms of timeline, quality and quantity. So, you should be able to deliver it within the time expected. You should deliver quality good and the required quantity. Relationships, need for responsiveness and reliability mean that a company can establish strong relationship. You should be able to develop a good relationship with the customers and the suppliers. Operational efficiency, you can increase the efficiency of stores and warehouse operations. Example, minimizing inventory level, right? Right. Now, you have to look at about those points in relation to the CEO cell and then explain it, right. So, what are the point you can talk about this responsiveness, right. Now, during this recession time, there is a risk of receiving product to the customers. Therefore, it is important from organization point of view to have a better control over the product orders and delivering on time to the customers. Right. To make sure the responsiveness is very important to have a very good responsive method to customer inquiries. Right. So, therefore, there should be a good customer care unit. For example, you should not be able to miss any customer call coming to you. So, if you miss a call, for example, you may miss a customer in there. Then at the same time, this customer care people should be given proper training how to handle customers. Then in order to make sure the responsiveness, it is important to have the good within the warehouse. The both raw material and finished good inventory should be kept. Right. Then reliability, you know what is reliability? I explained the theory part. You should be able to reliable in timeline, quality and the quantity. Now, one of the issue we are facing now is the LC opening. Now, there are restrictions on LC opening. Therefore, there is a possibility to delay the importing goods, and we may not have the relevant quantity with us to deliver the good on time, right. Therefore, one option we can do is we can allow customers to see the progress of their orders. The tracking system can be introduced, right. Through that, customer can track the progress of the goods, right. Then another area we can work is we can increase the efficiency of repair and maintenance unit. That will help to right, overcome the issues faced by the existing customers. Then relationships aspects, when you are giving a good responsiveness and reliability to the customer, that will allow us to develop a good relationship with the customers, right. Especially in a recession period, right, there may be a possibility to occur some delays. By having a good coordination with suppliers and customers, we can reduce these issues. For example, we can take action to block some of the suppliers who delay the delivery product in the agreed date, right, and in the future we will not buy the good from them. In operation efficiencies, we can increase the efficiency in areas like warehousing, packaging, repair and maintenance. We can use our ERP system to increase the efficiency in our operational activities. So, there may be issue since this QuickBook is not connected with this ERP system, and invoicing system is also standalone system. So, we can take action to connect all these systems together, right. Right. Those are the points you can include in your answer. Right. Then part B of the questions. So, considering the background detail of EOSL and the changes identified by economists, first part is to analyze the value chain of EOSL using the value chain model proposed by Michael Porter. That is the first part. So, you want to analyze, explain in detail the value chain activities related with the EOSL. Part 2, discuss the technological advancement that are required in developing primary activities of the value chain of EOSL to face the new challenges you see in the market. That is technological aspects, right. Technological value chain knowledge has been tested. Now, you know what is value chain. So, value chain normally explain the value chain activities of the organizations. So, there are two main activities in the value chain, that is primary activities and support activities. primary activities are normally directly concerned with production and marketing of the items. Support activities facilitate the proper functioning of the primary activities. In other words, they support the primary activities. Michael Porter has identified 9 activities under the value chain. There are 5 primary activities and 4 support activities. Inbound logistic, operations, outbound logistic, marketing and sales, services are primary activities. Firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development, procurement are support activities. You know what is inbound logistic? Inbound logistic concern with receiving, storing and issuing raw material into the organizations. Operations mean the manufacturing work where input is converted into output. Outbound logistic, storing and issuing finished good to the customers. Marketing and sales mean all market related activities where customers are informed and track into the business. Service mean after sales activities like repair, maintenance, customer care center activities, those are service activities. Support activities, there are 4 support activities: firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development and procurement. Procurement mean activities relating with purchasing of raw material and other items from suppliers. Technology development cover the technology related activities such as IT, research and development. Human resource management, HR management cover activity related with the human resources, attracting, recruiting and retention of employees in the organization. Firm infrastructure related with the activities such as planning, finance, quality controls, general administrations, those are come under firm infrastructure. Right. Now, the question is, analyze the value chain of EOSL using the value chain model proposed by Michael Porter. Right. You have to explain the value chain of EOSL. Right. So, if you have worked with this pre-scene analysis, then you can do this. I will show you the work I have done on this before the exam. And check that on value chains. Right. Now, actually, so what you can do is you can go through the information and then you can identify this inbound logistic. For example, within the information it has mentioned that this registered foreign supplies and local supply key components of the USL supply chain. Then inventory management, how this inventory handle have been explained. This is through this ERP that is done, right. So, if you have done this work, then actually you can develop a good answer on this, right. So, we will look at about the examiner's answer also. As usual, he defined what is value chain, then he has drawn the value chain model, right. Then he defined inbound logistic, theoretically he defined, right. Then explain So ESL depend heavily on reputed brand coming from other countries. Therefore, there may be issue of supply of product to the compare with the demand, because there is a restriction now, right. At the same time, so there is a reduction in demand for the office equipment due to this lockdown, right. So since there is a restriction of getting raw material from foreign countries, you can look at about some local supplies to buy the products, right. The operation, you define what is operation. So if you look at about EOCell operations, normally they do not do the manufacturing, no, they import and sell it, no, right. But they may have some manufacturing activities such as for packaging, then handling, maintenance and repair of work. Right, there may be some labor issues due to these pandemic situations. Due to these changes in the work culture, then ESL may think about this existing product portfolio offered to the market. They can evaluate the correct requirement in the market, and based on that they can come up with new products. Then outbound logistic. So what they do is they directly get the product from manufacturers and then they store them in the warehouse. So this may increase some additional cost due to this inventory holding cost. So we can think on how to reduce this cost to some extent. There may be some issue in transportations, and you can have a proper communication with the stakeholders to reduce this issue. Marketing activities, now there is a change in the customer mind. Now many people start to work from home. Now one thing you can do is you can focus on these people who are working from home, and you can introduce some office equipment package for people who are working from home. Therefore, it is required to have a change in the marketing communications. Early actually we were focusing with the officers, no, our end customer was office people, but now we are going to target this final end consumers, right. Early it was B2B market, now right B2C market, no. Therefore, personal selling, direct marketing may be more beneficial for us. You can have paper advertisement, commercial TV commercial activities, services, very important to have a proper maintenance and repair service. So you can strengthen this service unit. Firm infrastructure. There may be some issue in working capital management, there may be some financial restrictions, not practical to go for new acquisitions. So you have to use this existing and new product, existing product line. HR, so people may be struggling now actually because of this inflation situations, pandemic situations. So you have to come up with good strategies to retain these existing employees. Better to implement a good talent management system. that will help to retain employees with the organizations. So, we can take action to implement this ERP in full within short period of time. That will reduce this some of the delays and manual work. This LC restriction has created some problem to procure good from foreign suppliers. So, that may result in delays in sourcing the required product to the country from other countries. So, we have to discuss with the respective authorization to convince them to relax some of the laws. Right. Then part 2 talk about the technological advancement part. Technology advancement part. This is based on actually this chapter number 14. Number 14, I will show you the respective theory part. Here this one, see, this is based on this impact of technology on the value chain. This is discuss technology advancements that are required in developing primary activities of the value chain of EOSL to face the new challenges you see in the market. So, what are the new technological adaptations they can implement? Inbound logistic, they can introduce some system like MRP. Now, ERP already they have taken action to implement, and they can take action to implement the full version soon. Operations like computer manufacturing, ERP again, outbound logistic, RFID tracking, then marketing and sales, use EPOS system, then CRM system, internet for online marketing and selling, service, you can use customer database to sell after sales service, procurement, e-procurement activities, then EDI, HR, you can use this human capital management system, this talent management may be part of that one, infrastructure, accounting software, ERP. These are some of the example for these technological adaptations, right. Here now what you can do is, now it is asking you discuss the technological advancement that are required in developing primary activities of the value chain of EOSL to face the new challenges you see in the market. Now, what are the things we can suggest, right. So, since they have already implemented the ERP system, right, they can work with this, but there is an issue now. The issue is QuickBook and standard invoice system are not connected together, ERP are not connected together. So, first of all what we have to do is we have to connect all these things together, right. Inbound logistic, you can provide some of the example we have identified in the theory part. For example, MRP, the material requirement planning, then EDI, e-procurement, those can be applied. Operations, so now here what we do is we have engaged in importing and selling equipment and providing related services. Therefore, in operation it mainly engage in packaging the product and providing designing services. The prevailing COVID-19 situation can affect operation due to social distancing operations. Outbound logistic, what are the things we can use? This we can connect this ERP with invoicing system. We can introduce automated order processing system and vehicle tracking system, and then we can find out where the goods now are. Sales and marketing, so we can use this CRM system to manage customers betterly, customer relationship management software, then eForce can be implemented. Service, again we can use database to record customer complaint, fault report. Right. Now these are some of the examples. Here only we have to talk about the primary activities, no need to talk about the support activities. Right, then part C, that is part C. Propose suitable growth strategy. Strategy is using ANSOP growth vector matrix for the group. So, it tests your knowledge on ANSOPs, right. So, your knowledge is tested on this ANSOP product market expansion grid. So, we will look at about this particular strategy also a little bit, ANSOP. Right, if you do evaluations on the past papers in the new syllabus, you will find one significant observation in relation to ANSOP. What is that? I have done analysis, accordingly I have found actually the ANSOP model has been allocated the highest mark from the old model in the new syllabus. Look at total mark allocated in SME paper for the ANSOP since 2020. ANSOP has been allocated the highest mark from all other theories, right, compared to all other theories. Then you can get an idea about the importance of imports of the ANSOP matrix. So, what ANSOP has done? ANSOP has identified 4 strategies based on 2 criteria, 2 variables actually. One is the market, other one is the products, right. Product, within this each 2 variable he identify 2 options also, So, product can be existing or new, right. Market also can be existing or new. Say here market, will take market here, you will take product, right. So, 2 variable we have used is market and the product. So, So, within that we have identified two options, existing and new. If we are going to achieve the success within the existing marketplace with the existing product, we identify that strategy as market penetration strategy. Market penetration strategy. We are going to achieve the success by going to a new market with the existing product. We call that one as market development strategy. Market development strategy. If we try to achieve the success in the existing market with new product, that is called product development strategy. If you go to a new marketplace with the new product, that is called diversification strategy. Diversification strategy. So, if you look at this market penetration strategy, this market penetration strategy normally try to achieve the success in the existing marketplace. So, mainly what we are trying to do is we are trying to get the success by increasing our market share in the existing marketplace, right. If you look at about the market development strategy, where what we try to do is we are trying to develop new market for us. So, openly we think that development of new market can be done through by going to a new geographical area only. Yes, that is one option, but not only that, there are some other way of doing this. Now, there are some way of doing this. For example, we can come up with this different packaging size. Now, for example, situation like this, now people are struggling, for every product we can come up with this sachet, right, packaging. So, that may be attractive one. So, different packaging size may allow us to create a new market. Then another thing is new distribution channel. Through this new distribution channel also we may be able to catch some of the customers, new customers, right, who have not been part of us previously, or maybe differential pricing policy. That is another option we have. We can use differential pricing policies. For example, say local one price policy, then foreigners another pricing policy. That also will help us to attach more customers. Then this product development, right, India we are trying to introduce new product to the existing market. So, that will help us to use this existing arrangement such as promotional method or distribution channel. At the same time we have good knowledge about our existing customers, right. Those are some of the benefit normally we have. This diversification, normal diversification is identified as the highest risky strategy, since we are going to a new market where the customers are new for us, at the same time our product is also new. So, often we use the diversification strategy to achieve the growth and also to invest the surplus cash we have, right. Actually, if you look at about diversifications, there are two type of diversifications, right. Related diversifications is one, other one is the unrelated diversifications. Related diversification mean we are not going out of the existing market, right. So, existing industry actually, we are trying to expand our business activity within the broad limit of the existing industry, not going out of the existing industry. So, related diversification can be two types, horizontal or vertical integrations. I earlier explained these two to you. Horizontally, what we do is normally we are trying to do competitive or complementary business for our business. For example, earlier I give example, if you are soap manufacturer, we started to manufacture another soap. Right, complementary, for example, you say Toyota start manufacturing tires also, very complementary, right. Vertical integrations, so earlier we discussed, so you become either supplier or distributor. Unrelated diversifications mean you go out of the existing limit of your industry. You go out of the existing industry and do some new business, right, in another industry. This is little bit risky, right. Right. So, now I think we discussed about the theoretical background. Now, look at the questions requirement here. Propose suitable growth strategies using ENSOP growth vector matrix for the group. Right. So, now you have a theoretical background. Now, actually you can work with this one. Earlier also I show you when this pre-seen this issue, you can work with this one. If you have worked this one, see I have worked with this one, see this number 8, answer product market expansion grid, right. So, you can identify some of the possible strategies, right. So, we will look at about the possible answer, right. Right. So, as usual what we can do is we can do introduction about the sense of matrix, you can draw the sense of matrix, right. Now, actually we have applied this diversification to some extent. Now, for example, so they have acquired this Heller Transform Private Limited, no, it is in a different industry, right. So, we have applied that one previously, right. But I think in the future it may not be a feasible strategy. What is the reasons, especially in economic crisis situation, that may not be good strategy to apply. Actually, better to not to go for investment in new industries, right. This situation is not good, right. Penetrations, the same market with existing product is also not recommended. What is the reasons? If you look at about, for example, office equipment, now we are having, now these people started to work from home. Now, if you try to target officers, it is not practical, right, because now there is a shift in the work, right. Earlier they came to the office, now many people stay at home and do the work, right. Now, by looking about the scenario, more appropriate strategy may be to go with this product development or market development strategy, right. You have to understand what are the current requirement of the customers. For example, we can come up with some office equipment which are suitable for people who are working from home, more flexible office equipment who are working from home, right? Telecom product, office equipment, air conditioner and electronic and furniture items, those are more possibilities. Right. So, there may be demand for computers, we can focus on those areas, right. Until this economy recover, we can use these strategies, right. Right. So, with that we will move to the part D of the questions. Explain 4 aspects of talent management and how EOSL can improve its talent management under each aspects. Right. So, theory part, what are the 4 aspects of talent management? Here you can see this theory part. 4 aspects of talent management. Sourcing talent, that means getting the talented individual into the organizations. This normally include activities such as recruitment and selections. You know what is recruitment? Recruitment means process of attracting talented individual into the organizations. For example, paper advertisement and get CVs. Selection means evaluating the candidate and appointing the best person for the jobs. Then the second aspect of talent management is alignment and engagement. So, alignment and engagement, this is the process of educating new recruit about the objective of the organizations, so that they understand what is expected from them, and that also include that socialization part, accepting new recruit into the organization and making them feel welcome and valued. Then learning and development. So, you have to train this recruit people and develop them in a proper way. Retentions, talent should be retained by mean of reward, promotion or other form of recognitions. Right. So, now what is the question requirement? Explain 4 aspects of talent management and how yourself can improve talent management under each aspects. So, theoretically you can explain these things first, right. So, theoretical part, then how to improve this. Sourcing talent. Now, there is an issue globally in relation to labor. In certain areas we can't find people now. Actually, there was a reasons for this. Some of the people died due to these pandemic situations. So, we have to be careful and we have to identify what is the actual number we need future for different positions. And people who are going to recruit should be a technological focus, right. They should have the required technical knowledge to carry out the activities. In alignment and engagement, so one thing we can focus is to increase the efficiency and effectiveness. That can be monitored by setting some KPIs for these employees, right. So, we have to motivate these people to get a bond to the organizational activities. Then learning and development activities. So, one area we can work is to provide appropriate training to these people to carry out the activities. For example, people who are working from home should be given the knowledge how to work by using these computers, right. Then at the same time, right, there may be some psychological problem they face, and we can arrange some training program to how to manage this work environment, right. The required equipment should be given for the employees. Retentions, so what can happen is, now there is a demand for the labor, people may leave your organizations if you are not giving the right package for them, right. Therefore, so it is important to have a better and well balanced reward system, and promotion need to be planned. Right. So, with that we can complete the discussion of the answer for the part D also. So, I hope the session was useful for you, and thank you very much for participating in the sessions, and wish you all the best for the upcoming exam.